The black cat. Once upon a time, I owned a pet that was dear to my heart, a beautiful black cat. I loved him dearly, and he, in turn, reciprocated my affection and loyalty. We shared our secrets and sorrows, and his presence by my side brought peace and reassurance to my heart. However, over time, my circumstances began to change. I fell into the swamp of alcohol addiction, and my personality began to change. I transformed from a calm and loving man into a savage beast, and I began to treat everyone around me with cruelty, including my beloved cat. One night, I returned home, drunk, and found the cat looking at me with his innocent eyes. I was overcome by a violent rage I didn't understand, so I grabbed a knife and stabbed one of his eyes. I felt deep remorse after doing so, but the stubbornness that had taken over my mind prevented me from apologizing. Time passed, and my hatred for the cat grew until I decided to get rid of him completely. I tied him to a rope and hung him from a tree. But I soon felt remorse again and released him. One night, a fire broke out in my house and destroyed everything in it. When I entered the ruins in search of anything that could be saved, I found the cat under a pile of ashes, miraculously alive. He looked deformed, having lost one eye, and had a large white spot on his back in the shape of a gallows. I was terrified by this sight and considered it a punishment from God for what I had done. However, I decided to keep the cat despite everything that had happened. Time passed, and I began to feel that the cat was watching me constantly, as if he held a deep hatred for me. One night, as I was walking in the dark, I felt a cold hand grab my foot. I looked down and found the black cat standing in front of me, his eyes glowing in the darkness. In a moment of madness, I struck the cat with a strong blow to the head, and he fell dead. The next day, the police came to my house to investigate the murder of my wife, and when they began to demolish one of the walls, they found my wife's body buried behind it, and next to it was the body of the cat, and in his paw was a piece of the wall. I realized then that I was insane, and that the cat had been trying to save me from committing a heinous crime. The end. The story of the black cat is a warning against the consequences of addiction and violence, and how they can destroy a person's life and relationships with others. It also highlights the dark side of the human psyche and the unseen forces that can influence our behavior. Would you like to hear another story?